So the big tax question is this: how do wealthy people keep their money working for them when selling their business, real estate, or other highly appreciated assets without paying hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in tax? What if we, as business and real estate owners who have poured blood, sweat, and tears to growing our wealth, and who didn't hire expensive tax attorneys and CPAs to map out an exit strategy, knew their secrets? Instead of recreating the wheel, why can't we just model the way they deferred 30 to 50% in tax, paid off debt, funded their next business dream, and most importantly, leave a financial legacy to give to the causes we believe in most? What if their secrets weren't complicated at all, and you just need a guide who is a few steps ahead of you? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brett Swarts, and welcome to Capital Gains Tax Solutions. Welcome to the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy, and using a proven tax deferral strategy, such as the Deferred Sales Trust, is the best way for you to grow your wealth. Hey, I'm your host, Brett Swarts, and each episode I'm joined by some of the best financial independents and passive income wealth advisors in the world, where they share their ideas, deal stories, and inspiration. So together we can make complex tax deferral strategies simple and passive income plans achievable. And with that, sometimes you need folks who are going to help you to get out of your own way, where you're going to perhaps delegate some of these tasks to free up your time and energy so you can use the best of your strengths to help more people. And with that, I have our guest here who is an expert. He started a company, and you can find it at rivaglobal.com, which helps you to hire virtual assistants or use the services to do exactly that. So again, you can create some space. So we're going to talk about how to create space and get out of your own way. And welcome Bob LaChance to the show. Bob, how you doing?
Very, very good, Brett. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for being here. Would you give our listeners a little bit about your background and your current focus?
Sure, absolutely. Well, my current focus, like you said, I own a virtual assistant company that places trained virtual assistants with business owners. Majority, we have a couple different sides of it. We have our admin virtual assistants that will do admin work, which I know we'll get into. And then we have individual virtual assistants that specialize on the phone. So those are just two aspects of it that we could dig into later. But a little bit of my background. Before getting into real estate back in 2004, I played professional hockey for 8 years. So, if I could do it, anyone could do it, right? So I got back, like I said, I got into real estate investing back in 2004. Did my first flip then. Then I got into the short sale world, which will be coming back, which means properties that are over-debted, working with banks, discounting them down, creating equity. And then I helped create a couple different real estate education programs where we created a back-end coaching program behind it. So I created 2 of those through my years. I also individually flip properties, commercial, also syndication work, buy and holds, like many of your listeners. And then in 2013, because of need not only in my own business, but in my coaching students' business, I got involved in the virtual assistant world. I had no idea at all what a virtual assistant was. So I tested it back in 2013, and then a light bulb hit literally midway through using a virtual assistant that it was a huge need in the industry, especially the real estate space. So a light bulb went off, and I decided 2014 to launch my first virtual assistant company. And fast forward to today, I'm a real estate investor. I also have passive income. I also invest in syndication, and I have a virtual assistant company.
Amazing. And so I want to dive into the question that is on my mind, because I'm Brett. I'm a commercial real estate, broker, capital gains tax deferral expert, entrepreneur, business owner, and I struggle with control. And I struggle with delegating, right? Thinking that, I can do it better myself, given if enough YouTube videos or research, like I'll do it for cheaper and better than everybody else. That's a big struggle for a lot of our listeners. And I know it certainly is for me. So what's the best kept secret to creating space to get out of your own way to hiring a virtual assistant, Bob?
Yeah, that's a great question. I get that question often too. You start looking at automation and delegation is very difficult for any business owner, right? Or any individual, because like you said, we all think the same, that no one could do something better than us. We typically do, right? Until we actually delegate something, we realize, wow, that was way easier than I thought. So when I get that question, I look at, three main reasons why someone will look at a service, like whether it's a virtual assistant or bringing on help, right? Same kind of concept. And it has to do with three things. Number one, the individuals want to create better efficiency in their business, right? They want to either scale or they want time freedom. So what I mean by that is, you could look at your calendar, right? We all have our phones attached to our hip. And every single day on Sunday, if we pre-populate our calendar in for the next week or the week after, and if on Sunday night you look at your calendar and you start getting into cold sweats because you have tasks on that calendar that you're dreading to do. So before you know it, Monday morning comes, you look at your calendar, all right, you do the first thing you hate doing. Second thing, you skip it. Third thing, fourth thing you do, before you know it, it just snowballs on top of each other. And all of those tasks that are needed for you to be successful kind of get pushed to the wayside until, you really, really have to do it. But it doesn't make you efficient in your business, which means it takes money off of your plate in the long run. So a lot of our individuals, we take a lot of those tasks off their plate, whether it's, email management, whether it has to do with website, whether it has to do with cold calling, following up, a bunch of tasks like that.
Absolutely love that. And I think this is as needed as anything out there right now. More efficiency, more scale, and more time freedom, right? Because the world is rapidly changing and it's moving at a rapid pace to where our attention, it's no longer an information age, it's truly the attention age, right? And where our attention goes, our energy goes. And if so much is coming at us and it's grabbing our attention in these tasks, it becomes a snowball and it becomes a kind of a rat race, right? Even if we've had financial freedom, even if we've had success, right? It's still maintaining that wealth, growing that wealth, and those more money typically creates more problems. But what we're trying to say here is, hey, scale, be efficient, delegate, and you're going to help empower the entrepreneur, the business owner, the commercial real estate owner, the financial advisor, the business broker, whoever's listening to this podcast, in a way to do that. Is that a fair summary, Bob?
That is a fair summary. We all have tasks on our plate that we can get off, right? So it just starts with one task, then it piles and it snowballs. And once we get all of those tasks off, we really have to look at what are our money generating activities, right? I call them non-producing tasks compared to producing tasks. And we have to really look at our businesses and look at all of our non-producing tasks and get those off our plate to spend time on all of our producing tasks. If I'm a financial advisor, I want to be sitting with clients trying to close deals, right? Trying to get business. Repeat, rinse and repeat, right? That'd be just an example. On the commercial side, we could go on for 10 hours on what types of tasks to do, right? Because the lead generation, deal evaluation, right? Skip tracing, et cetera. And working on the phones could be that's a laundry list of stuff. We could probably go down a rabbit hole, but those are just some examples.
Perfect. Yeah. And by the way, we're going to go down on that rabbit hole, but not on this episode because we're going to have Bob back on for the full episode. But Bob, where can people find you if they want to just say, hey, I'm in already. I'm ready to go. I want to learn more. What's the best place for people to reach out to you and find you?
You can find me on my website at revaglobal.com. That's REVA global.com. Or you could email me direct. That's bob@revaglobal.com. We also have a Friday morning. It's kind of fun little podcast series called the Friday Coffee Break Unfiltered. So check us out there. It's we keep it about 30 minutes. So it's cool little content. Grab a cup of coffee and or a beer if you want to drink that early, whatever. Come visit us.
Perfect. Thank you, Bob. And thank you to our listeners for listening to another episode of the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast. As always, we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax referral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy, and using a proven system to delegate your time and energy so you can focus on things that are the most impactful for your business and helping others is the best way for you to grow your wealth. Hey, with that, please share, rate, subscribe. And we look forward to having you listen to our next episode, hopefully, if you found this of value. Thanks so much.
You have just listened to another information-packed episode of Capital Gains Tax Solutions with Brett Swarts. We hope you enjoyed today's show and found it helpful. Visit capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to access the show notes and to access more resources. Don't forget to leave a review and join us again next time.